Today we're working day and night, literally, to try and guarantee the protection of civilians, first of all in East Aleppo. Just spoke on the phone now with the Iranian Foreign Minister Zarif to urge Iran, as well as we're working with the UN, the others, to call on the Russian forces and authorities, the Iranians, to uphold to their responsibilities, protect civilians in these hours. I hope that this can happen, and that the same can happen to other civilians that are currently besieged in other areas of the country. For us, what is happening to civilians in this moment is completely unacceptable, and our priority in this moment is this: protection of civilians, and we are behind the delivery of all the humanitarian aid that is currently trying to be delivered by the UN. I talked during the night with Staffan de Mistura. We're trying really to do our best to try and make things move concretely on the ground. And then, as you know, we have the European Union initiative to work on the political transition in Syria, the reconciliation, the reconstruction, but first of all, you have something to build on. And this starts with the protection of civilians, the cessation of hostilities, the ceasefire, and a political transition in Damascus. So we are working by the hour, and especially with our contacts with all the regional players to try and create better. We're working in these hours, as I said, trying to use our influence and our leverage, and especially with Iran in these moments, and trying to support the work of the United Nations to try and focus on the protection of civilians. It's clear that the regime and its allies, Russia and Iran, have a responsibility in what has happened and is happening in Aleppo. Our priority today is to try and make things better on the ground for civilians. This is the priority of these hours, and you will see news coming in. We are monitoring them closely on the ground in connection with the United Nations. Whatever I say in this moment might be not valid anymore in half an hour, for good and for bad. The important thing in these hours is really our work, our constant work, to make the situation better for civilians. I think especially to the children trapped in so many places, but especially in East Aleppo. And it's very important that we all focus, the entire international community, on improving the situation of civilians in Aleppo to start with, but also in other besieged areas all across Syria.